Hello students, welcome back to our online class with Best English School and with me your social science teacher Havisha Patel students. So students, in this video we would like to start our chapter 9 Fundamental Rights, Fundamental Duties and Directive Principles of State Policy. Okay students, so our subject is social science. So we will start our new chapter in social science subject, chapter 9 students. So we won't waste our time. Let's begin. So firstly we would like to start from the introduction students. So the introduction is always like that way. In the previous chapter we have studied Indian Constitution, preamble and important pillars as well as the specific characteristics. In this chapter we will study about other important characteristics of Constitution, that is fundamental rights, fundamental duties and directive principle of state policy. So students, in the previous lecture of the essays we have completed the chapter 8, right? So that was a Indian Constitution and we have learned about the preamble, important pillars and etc specific characters also. So in this chapter we will discuss about the characteristics of Constitution, fundamental rights and duties and their policy also. So let's begin our human rights students. Okay, human rights are those rights which not only give a person his or her basic existence but also overall development, in which society helps to construct an environment which enables him or her to grow. In every democratic country, the citizens are conferred with basic rights. A person is not discriminated on the basis of caste, can experience the basic rights. The protection of these rights are assured by society and nation as well. The person by his birth owns rights which are his or her basic rights, which are known as human rights. So students, human rights are those rights which not only have a given a person, means human rights is divided with equally with all the human beings associated with the society students. So if we wanted to develop any society, so we have to construct a good environment. हम लोग को कोई सोसाइटी डेवलप करना है बच्चों, तो वी हैव टू कंस्ट्रक्ट अ वेरी गुड इन्वायरमेंट. हमें अच्छा इन्वायरमेंट क्रिएट करना पड़ेगा, तभी हम लोग वहाँ पे अच्छे से रह सकते हैं एंड वी वुड इंजॉय एंड देन वी विल ग्रो, राइट? So like that way in a democratic country the citizens conferred with basic right. मतलब हम लोग जो है, आप, हम, your parents, my parents, every citizens of the country have a basic rights. हमारे पास एक rights है, अधिकार है. जो एक person है, हम लोग जो लोग हैं, वो कोई भी चीज़ कास्ट के बेसिस में, कलर के बेसिस में डेवलप और डिवाइड नहीं करते हैं. वी आर हैविंग अ वेरी गुड बेसिक राइट्स ईच एंड एवरी पर्टी एंड देयर प्रोटेक्शन, आवर प्रोटेक्शंस एंड आवर राइट्स आर हैव बीन एश्योर्ड बाय द सोसाइटी. मतलब हमारा प्रोटेक्शन, हम लोग के जो अधिकार है, हम सब का जो भी राइट्स है, वो सारे सोसाइटी और नेशन के साथ साथ ही होता है. और वो चीज़ हमारे कैसे पता चलेगा? जब हम लोग पैदा होते हैं, हमारे खुद के राइट्स होते हैं और बेसिक राइट्स ही इन्वायरमेंट को एक्लॉट करती है. सो दैट्स वाई दैट आर नोन एज ह्यूमन राइट्स, हमारा अधिकार. United Nations General Assembly has declared human rights on 10th of December 1948 and 10 December is celebrated as Human Rights Day. From the global announcement of human rights, certain basic and important human rights are added in the Constitution of India, and thereby these rights are protected in a dignified way. Thus, those human rights which are included by Constitution of India are known as fundamental rights. So students, यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स जनरल असेंबली के उन्होंने डिक्लेयर किया है कि जो ह्यूमन राइट्स का डे सेलिब्रेट किया जाएगा एंड दैट वुड बी ऑन 10th December. 1948 they have declared that date. So in each and every year 10th December have been celebrated as Human Rights Day, and that have been announced all over the world by human rights. And the human rights is very much important also in the constitution of India. हमारे इंडिया के constitution में भी human rights बहुत ज़्यादा important है, और वो जितने भी human rights है we have to protect that all those, and the human rights have been included. हमारा जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है उसमें ह्यूमन राइट्स डेफिनेटली दिया गया है, और हम लोग इसलिए उसको बोलते हैं फंडामेंटल राइट्स स्टूडेंट्स. ओके. Now, these human rights proclaim the human beings to live in a dignified way. For the existence of human being, the basic needs like food, clothes, shelter, education and health should be received in a dignified and respectable way. Democratic country allows its citizens to enjoy equal rights for multifaceted development. The state guarantees such a conducive environment wherein one has protection of fundamental rights, a true identity of democratic system. So students, human rights, the human rights we proclaim, हमें जो अधिकार दिए गए हैं वो एक डिग्निफाइड वे में, बहुत अच्छे वे में हमें वो ऑथोरिटी मिली है. तो हमारा सबसे नेसेसिटी ह्यूमन राइट्स क्या है? वो है फूड, क्लोथिंग, शेल्टर, रहने के लिए जगह, एंड एजुकेशन एंड हेल्थ. दीज आर द मेन प्रोक्लेम्ड फॉर आवर ह्यूमन बींग्स ह्यूमन राइट. सो ये सब चीज़ें हमें बहुत अच्छे से और रिस्पेक्टफुली मिलती है, राइट. सो हमारी कंट्री जैसे डेमोक्रेटिक कंट्री है, वो सारे सिटीजन्स को इक्वली राइट्स देते हैं मल्टीपल डेवलपमेंट के थ्रू. मतलब अलग अलग जगहों पे आप कहीं पे भी जाओगे तो वहाँ पे सबको इक्वली राइट्स ही दिया जाएगा, वहाँ पे भेदभाव नहीं किया जाएगा. तो इससे क्या होता है कि एक अच्छा इन्वायरमेंट कंक्लूड होता है और हमें कोई इशू नहीं होगा विथ ईच अदर, राइट. एंड हमारा जो फंडामेंटल राइट्स है वो भी प्रोटेक्ट रहेगा, और इसी के थ्रू हम लोग एक ट्रू आइडेंटिटी डेमोक्रेटिक सिस्टम को ग्रो करेंगे, राइट. सो नाउ वी विल डिस्कस अबाउट द ह्यूमन राइट्स. नाउ वी विल डिस्कस अबाउट द फंडामेंटल rights. The nation's stability, protection of citizens' freedom and democracy are protected through fundamental rights. First, there are total 6 fundamental rights, students. Okay, so first one is right to equality, second one is right to freedom, third one is right against exploitation, fourth one is right to freedom of religion, fifth one is cultural and educational rights, sixth one is right to constitutional remedies, and seventh one is right to educational. So students, we will discuss first one is right to equality. So equality before law and equal protection of law are included in right to equality. This fundamental right is the major foundation of all other rights and privileges guaranteed to Indian citizens. It is one of the chief guarantees of the Constitution of India. Thus, it is imperative that every citizen of India has easy access to the courts to exercise his or her right to equality. According to this right, no person shall be shown favoritism on the basis of color, caste, creed, language, etc. Law is equal to all, that is, from the peon to the prime minister. If they act against law, they are treated equally and are bound to the general court of law. However, the president and governors have certain privileges. So, right to equality मतलब सभी लोगों को इक्वलिटी राइट है, अधिकार है, सब लोग एक दूसरे के सामने इक्वल है. सो इक्वालिटी बिफोर लॉ, लॉ के पहले इक्वालिटी. लॉ इक्वल प्रोटेक्शन देता है. लॉ हम लोग को हर कोई भी इशू होगा तो लॉ के थ्रू वी विल गेट द इक्वल प्रोटेक्शन एंड इक्वल राइट इन इक्वालिटी. सो फंडामेंटल राइट एक मेजर फाउंडेशन है ऑल अदर राइट्स के थ्रू, मतलब राइट्स अदर जितने भी राइट्स है उसके सबसे पहला फंडामेंटल राइट्स ही दिया जाता है। एंड प्रिविलेजेस गारंटीड टू इंडियन सिटीजन्स, जो इंडियन सिटीजन्स हैं उनको एक बहुत अच्छा प्रिविलेज भी दिया जाता है। इट इज़ वन ऑफ द चीफ गारंटीड ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया, सबसे मेन चीफ गारंटीड कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इंडिया का दिया गया है स्टूडेंट्स। और ये सारे सिटीजन्स जितने भी इंडिया के सिटीजन्स हैं वो सबको यही बताता है कि राइट्स, इक्वल राइट्स आर देयर इन आवर कंट्री, मतलब हम लोग इक्वली इक्वल है, हम लोग में कोई भेदभाव नहीं होगा इन एनी टाइप ऑफ क्राइसिस, दैट इफ दैट वुड बी कलर, caste, creed, religion, language, etc. We all know that India is a very secular country because a lot of different languages, different religions are there, but they all are staying together, right? So that's why law is equal to each and every citizen of India. If there is a peon to the prime minister, they all are equal in front of the law, students, and they all have been treated equally in the front of general court of law. But however, the president and governors have little bit certain privileges because they are in the top of the country, right? In each and every circumstance, the law should prevail equally. There should be no discrimination or specific favoritism shown to any particular person or class. Every law should be equally disseminated. Every person shall have equal admittance to public places like shops, restaurants, hotels, public entertainment places, have equal access to roads and lakes and use of public wells and bathing ghats. However, the state has the right to make any special arrangement for women and children or for the development of any socially or educationally backward class or scheduled castes or scheduled tribes. No citizen shall be discriminated on the basis of race, caste, religion, creed, descent, or place of birth in respect of any government services and higher education under the state. In matter of state public services, equal opportunities have to be offered to all the citizens. However, the state is given permission to make decision regarding required qualifications for said services. So students, in the next paragraph of the right to equality is that means if there is having a very different circumstances against the law, but the law give prevail all the citizens equally. देयर शुड नो बी डिस्क्रिमिनेशन, मतलब किसी में भी भेदभाव और कोई फेवरेटिज्म, मतलब ये मेरा फेवरेट है, ये वो मेरा फेवरेट है, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं दिया जाता है. ईच एंड एवरी पर्सन और इफ एनी क्लास आर सेम इक्वल in front of the law, and peoples should have equal admittance, means एक तरफ से लोगों को भी एक दूसरे को इक्वली ट्रीट करना ही ज़रूरी है. इसी के लिए पब्लिक प्लेसेस ऐसे बनाए गए हैं, शॉप्स है, रेस्टोरेंट्स है, होटल्स है, व्हेन ऑल द पीपल्स वी आर ट्रीटेड इक्वली ऑन दैट पर्टिकुलर प्लेसेस, राइट. इफ यू विल गो टू द मॉल्स, सो ईच एंड एवरी पर्सन आर इक्वल around the mall, right? There is no rich or no middle class or no low caste. Each and every people are going towards the malls and they all are enjoying time, right? So there is not that type of inequality over these public places. एंड नो सिटीज़न शेल बी डिस्क्रिमिनेटेड, मतलब कोई भी सिटीजन्स को उस जगह से आप नहीं निकाल सकते हो सिर्फ और सिर्फ उसके कास्ट, रिलीजन, क्रीड और डिसेंट के वजह से. ये सारे ह्यूमंस के बर्थ राइट है और गवर्नमेंट ने भी ये अथॉरिटी दी है दैट द ऑल द पीपल, ईच एंड एवरी पीपल शुड हैव टू बी एजुकेटेड अंडर द स्टेट लेवल्स. And no matter what, states public services would be equally opportunities given to the people, the citizens of India, and the state give the permission to make decisions regarding required qualifications for सेड सर्विसेज, मतलब आप जो भी कहीं से भी आप कोई भी सर्विसेज ले रहे हो, मिल रहे हैं आपको, तो यू शुड हैव टू पे देम ऑल्सो बाय देयर इक्वालिटी सेक्शन स्टूडेंट्स. Okay students, now we will turn the next page and read about it one. As a guarantee to social justice and personal dignity, untouchability is abolished and its practice in any form is prohibited and a punishable offense. Titles and epithets which create artificial discrimination in the society have been removed. The adjective used before names like Sir, Devanji, Rai Bahadur are removed. After independence, the government, in order to felicitate special contributions and achievements of individuals in various fields, gives special awards like Bharat Ratna, Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan, Padma Shri, Paramveer Chakra is awarded in military section services. Adjectives like general, mayor, chief marshal, field marshal are added before names in military services, which is not considered as a violation of right to equality. The aim of this right is to form an equality society and thereby establish rule of law in India. To provide specific services to different types of groups or classes, there can be different types of provisions under law. For examples, there are different laws for advocates, doctors, teachers, insurance agencies, women, juveniles. The principle of equal pay for equal work is also a part of this article. So students, in right to equal equality, all the social justice have been guaranteed and they all have a personal dignity. अपना खुद का एक personal dignity ऑलरेडी दिया गया है. और ये जो एक चीज़ है अनटचेबिलिटी, ये सब चीज़ें जो भी इवल कस्टम्स थे, ये सब चीज़ें को प्रोहिबिटेड मतलब निकाल दिया गया है. दे ऑल आर हैविंग अ पनिशेबल ऑफेंस. अब जैसे कि उस टाइम में स्टूडेंट्स, बहुत सारे सोसाइटीज़ में ऐसा था कि उनके नाम के सामने सर, देवानजी, राय बहादुर एंड ऐसे बहुत सारी चीज़ें नाम से बुलाया जाता था. दैट ऑल हैव बीन रिमूव्ड नाउ अ डेज. एंड आफ्टर इंडिपेंडेंस द गवर्नमेंट हैविंग अ वेरी स्पेशल कंट्रीब्यूशन एंड अचीवमेंट्स ऑफ इंडिविजुअल्स इन अ वेरी डिफरेंट फील्ड. अलग अलग फील्ड्स में उनको बहुत सारे अचीवमेंट्स दिए गए होते हैं, जैसे कि भारत रत्न, पद्मा विभूषण, पद्म भूषण, पद्मश्री, परमवीर चक्र. These all have been awarded by the government to the citizens of India. And for the army officers like who are in the military section, they all have get like general, major, chief marshal, field marshal. These all have been added before their name, students, and that's why they are having a very good obligation of right of equality, because each and every person who had contributed by their own sides, they got this type of achievement, students. Okay, and these all have been established by rule of law in India. So now special type of services have been given with a different type of group students or classes. For example, there would be advocates, teachers, doctors. They all are giving their own different type of contribution. So they all are have been distributed at equal pay for equal work, students. Okay. So this way we have talked about the equality, right to equality. Now we will discuss about to right to freedom, students. Okay. See, right to freedom have been divided into 6 sections. First one is freedom of speech and expression. Second, to assemble peacefully without arms, to form association or unions. Third one was to form association or unions. Fourth one, to move freely throughout the territory of India. Fifth one, to reside and settle in any part of the territory of India. Sixth one is to practice any profession or to carry on any occupation trade, business. So, these rights are of utmost importance for the overall development of personality and expressions. Indian citizens for harmonies, working of democracy and a healthy lifestyle. Any individual cannot exercise these freedom autonomously or irresponsibly. The state can control and limit this limit right to freedom if they go against the welfare, peace and security of the society. This has been clearly mentioned in the Constitution. It has been stated in the Constitution how the rights are exercised. So students, द राइट्स ऑफ अपमोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंस, जो इम्पॉर्टेंट राइट्स है जिससे हमें हमारी पर्सनैलिटी डेवलप होती है, हमारे एक्सप्रेशंस चेंज होते हैं और जो जो चीज़ें हमें इम्पॉर्टेंट हैं, that is very much helpful in our daily lifestyle also. So the all are having got our freedom. हमें ये सब चीज़ों का freedom है. If we wanted to buy something, so we can go for it and buy that one. If we wanted to say in front of each and every person, so we have that right that we can speak in any topic. So these type of freedom or not as controlled, having a welfare, peace and security of the society is having a very good exercise given by our constitution, students. So we all have that freedom in our whole life as a citizen of India, students. Indian citizens have been given the freedom of speech and expression. This can be expressed either orally, verbally and through gestures, but that does not provide for exercising these rights in unlimited, unrestrained manner. Certain necessary control and limitation have been stated in the Constitution. The state can put required control through law and order for maintaining the unity and integrity of India, safety the state for amicable relation with foreign nations, public management and public peace, compromise, safety, morality, discipline, contempt of court, defamation and provoking violence for crime. It is the authority of the judiciary whether these many limitations are appropriate or inappropriate. The purpose behind the freedom of press through which ideas and opinions put forth for public welfare has not been mentioned. It can be included in the right of expression. So students, Indian citizens have been given the freedom. मतलब हमारे इंडियन सिटीजन्स को पूरा अधिकार दिया गया है कि हम लोग कुछ भी बात बोल सकते हैं, वो ओरली हो या वर्बली हो या रिटन हो, इन एनी टाइप ऑफ गेस्चर्स वी कैन स्पीक इट आउट. So in any type of necessary control or in limitation, we could speak in our opinion. We can speak any gestures, any vocabulary in front of the people because we have that freedom. In anywhere, in foreign nations, in public management, in without public peace, safe, morality, in any topic we can speak it out, and we should have an limitation also, students. If we wanted to provoke violence of crime, we should have to stop define them. So we all have that freedom of press also with ideas and opinions, students, about the public welfare that would be separated mentioned also, right? So now students, the latest, you can say the latest amendment of 2009 in Constitution of India confers free and compulsory primary education for the children between 6 to 14 years. If a person is not convicted for a crime, then he cannot be sentenced to punishment or more punishment than the one prescribed by the law. Cannot be given the punishment more than once. Cannot be given to the same convicted person. No individual can be deprived of his life and liberty except by the procedure of law. No one can be arrested without being told the ground for such arrest. If arrested, the person has the right to defend himself herself by a lawyer of his her choice. An arrested person has to be brought before the nearest magistrate within 24 hours. Without the permission, no individual can be kept in custody as per the Prohibition Act. The person under arrest will not be applicable to the aforesaid matters. Preventive detention: if the state anticipates any criminal deed or activity from any person, then as a precautionary measure, that person can be detained by the state under an Preventive Detention Act. The purpose of this act is not to punish a convict, but to stop him from doing any criminal activity against state, society, or any individual. Under this act, a person can be detained not more than 3 months. The detention or order can be cancelled based on the opinion of the judges of Supreme Court or members of the advisory board. The state can decide the term of detention. So, students, see, 2019 में कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में ये चीज़ है, मैं आपको बताती हूँ कि 16 to 14 years के बीच में each and every students have the rights to study. गवर्नमेंट एडुकेशन देती है, एंड कोई भी क्राइम बाई चांस किसी ने भी क्राइम किया हो, कुछ क्राइम हुआ हो, तो दे शुड बी पनिशेबल एंड नॉट टू बी पनिशेबल. उनके लॉज के थ्रू एक ये चीज़ है जो पनिशेबल हो सकता है और नहीं भी हो सकता. सभी के पास वो इक्वल राइट है कि वो कोर्ट में जाके अपने आप को बचाने के लिए क्रैश वॉर्ड कर सकते हैं. And if they wanted having a lawyer, so the government will definitely provide a lawyer also. So, and the arrested person should be directly brought near the magistrate within 24 hours. और परमिशन के थ्रू ही स्टूडेंट्स कस्टडी में लिया जाता है. तो जो प्रोहिबिशन एक्ट है वो पर्सन को कैपेबल करती है कि वो मैटर को सॉल्व किया जाए. ऐसे बहुत सारे केसेस होते हैं स्टूडेंट्स about the crime. You all know it very well. I know that because you all are studying with the help of the news and internet also. So if the crime have been suspected by that person, so that person would be convicted as a crime suspect. मतलब उसी की वजह से वो चीज़ हुई है तो वो उसे गिरफ्तार किया जाएगा और उन्हें सज़ा मिलेगी. So these all are having, why? Because we all are having a right to freedom, students. Okay students, so I hope that you understand up to there. So we have completed first and two part. Later on there are total 6 to 7 points, and then a long brief we will discuss it later on. So till there students, stay with me in touch. I will see you in the next video with part 2, the same chapter. Okay students, so till there, stay home, stay safe. With the help of these lines, I would like to pack up. So bye bye and have a nice day students.